Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to connect ESP32 board to your computer because it needs some drivers, some setup prior to the connections to be successful. So I'm going to show you how it looks like, the ESP32 board. So this is how it looks like, the ESP32 board. As you can see the wording here. The version that I'm using right now is with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, ESP32W Room 32D. So you can get it online. It comes in two different connectivity. One is USB micro, the other one is USB-C. So the version that I got is 32 pins, it says. So later we're going to connect a pin to ground to simulate the switch, and the code that I'm going to show you is a simple code to flip the page in the PDF file while it's running on your computer. So I learned quite a few things while setting this up when trying to find the right version for Arduino Studio so that it can detect and utilize the Bluetooth capability of this module. So the version that I have has both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, as I mentioned. The library that was developed meant for an older version firmware for the card. That's where I learned, and I think it's beneficial to share it with you guys. So this is the Arduino Studio. If you haven't installed it, just head to any other web browser, just search for Arduino Studio and download. The version that I'm using is IDE 2.3.4, and this is where all the setup happens. So currently my board is not connected, and you're going to see something over here. I'll just turn this off. So this is how it looks like, and if you need to know more how to program this, I'm sure there are tons of YouTube videos available that you can try to find it. So in this video, I'm going to just focus on how to do the connections and find the right driver to make it work. So first of all, I just connected the board to my computer using a USB to USB micro. And in my device manager, I can see that there is the additional connectivity that's happened. So it's a USB to UART bridge. So by default, chances are your computer doesn't have the right driver to do that. To download that driver, you can just search for this ESP32 driver CP2102. That's the version of the processor that I'm using. So that will link me to Silicon Lab. This is the right driver to download. So just go to download and download this Universal Windows driver, and once you downloaded that, unzip it to a folder, then you should be able to update the driver by browsing your computer. And just go to the right folder that you have unzipped, and then just click next, and it should be updated. So that is the first step. So after that, this is the tricky part, and it's not mentioned in most of the search that I found, because we need to use this Bluetooth keyboard.h library. So we can go to any other web browser and search for Arduino Bluetooth keyboard library, because we want to use this ESP32 board as a keyboard when we want to send in a keystroke like page up, page down. And you can see tons of different driver from GitHub. So this is a driver that I've downloaded. It's under this one, BLE keyboard. And this is the one that we want to use, BLE keyboard.h. So you just need to download this, download as a zip. So once you have downloaded the zip file and to as a folder, then you go back to the Arduino Studio. So first of all, we want to make sure the board is available. So search other boards. So by default, the ESP32 is not available here. All these are added after I've tried a few times. So you can actually search for it on the internet. It will guide you through step by step. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick one. Just go to Files, Preference, and go to Additional Board Manager. I'm going to put these two links at the comment section so that you can copy and paste to install the package for this Arduino Studio. So once you copy and paste that, then just click OK, then it should show up over here. So you can find ESP32 board here. So regardless of which board version that you have, whether ESP32, C2, R2, S2, S3, we do recommend to use this ESP32 development module because this is the most general board, unless you have something specific, but for this case we just use that, and I know that it's using COM10. So we just click OK, everything is up and running, which is good. There's nothing to show here. So by default, I go back to the default session. So let's go here. So the next thing you have to do is to change the version of the board manager. So I'll go to ESP32, I'll search for it. There are two here. So this is by default, it will be 3.1.0. I'll upgrade it. So it's done installing. I forgot to mention that you have to connect the board while doing that. So right now it's version 3.1, and then we have to restart this Arduino Studio to make it updated. After you restarted this, let's go back to ESP32, just make sure that, so the previous one was this one, 2.11. So currently the board is running on 3.1.0 version. So this is where the problem comes. So we just compile. So you can see that there are some errors happening here. If you're seeing the same error, chances are it's the conflict of version of the firmware and the library. I'm going to show you the shortcut to do it. So the next thing I want to do is I'll downgrade it to 2.0.11 because I found that this version works with the library. So we install. Again, the card, the module ESP32 should be connected to your PC while doing that. So again, once you install that, restart the software. So I do recommend to restart the board. So one thing you can do is to unplug it, reconnect it with the USB. Let's make sure the version that we install is 2.0.11. So once done, we go to verify. So as you can see, there's no error recorded anymore. This is how I solve it. So we can download this, upload it to the ESP board. Okay, so it's done uploading, and I want to connect it to the Bluetooth. So go to Bluetooth, add Bluetooth, and look for this keyboard, and done. So the next thing we want to do is we can click it here, and then we can make it work. It should work like page up and page down, right? And if I make it to 16, so you can see that the cursor should move up and down when I switch that. So this is how we do the setup for the Arduino Studio for ESP32 to make it work with the Bluetooth keyboard library, and I hope this helped. Thanks for watching.